crypto is going absolutely crazy.
It is surging, and how? Yesterday it hit a new record.
We're on the brink of World War III.
There won't have any red lines regarding these states either.
Now, what constitutes an existential threat?
And real estate brokers won't get paid anymore.
Big shakeup in the real estate industry. Today, the National Association of Realtors announced a settlement in a lawsuit.
Okay, I digress. But hey, we have a lot to talk about, so let's jump right in. If you've been following the news, the National Association of Realtors, NAR lawsuit, that is going to change how we as real estate agents work, how you as a buyer buy, and how you as a seller sell. So let's jump right in. I'm just going to keep it really brief and to the point because there is so much out there about this and everyone's confused and real estate agents are going off crazy saying, how are we going to survive? And then others and buyers and sellers are saying, I don't have money to pay more. It's just a lot of confusion. So let me clear it up for you. So pretty much the National Association of Realtors, NAR, has agreed to put in place a new MOS rule prohibiting offers of brokers' compensation on MOS. What does that mean? Traditionally, when you sold a home and you hired an agent, you paid both sides of commission. That's right, because when you bought, you didn't pay commission. The seller paid commission. And many states operated like this. Other states didn't. It just depended on where you were and what MOS you were part of. So going forward, this is changing. We will no longer be allowed to offer a commission for the buyer's broker. So what does that mean? Are buyer's brokers now going to work for free? No. So here's what that means. I'm going to further read this rule. Pretty much this would mean that offers of a broker compensation could not be communicated via the MOS. So on the MOS, we can't offer a commission. However, you could continue to be an option to consumers can pursue off MOS through negotiation and consultation with real estate professionals. What does that mean? That means that your agent, you better hope, can negotiate. So what does that really mean? That means like if you are a buyer's agent, you will no longer be guaranteed a payment. Yes, that's right. You will now have to work for the money. You will now have to work for your commission. And if that's news for you, I'm sorry, that should have been the case from the get-go. But you are no longer given money to work, which can be a curse and it can be a blessing. So let's talk about that. If you are a buyer's broker and you're going to be showing a house to one of your clients, well, that means that you better reach out to that listing broker and see if they're going to be offering you a commission. Maybe it's not on MOS, but you better hope that's in your offer and purchase and sale agreement, because if it's not, you, my friend, are going to be working for free. And what excites me about this is a lot of agents who are lazy, don't know how to negotiate, trust ChatGPT to do their business, are going to fall out of this industry so quicker than they even got into this industry. So that excites me because that gives room for actual professionals who know how to negotiate, know how business works, to pick up the share of work out there to be represented correctly. So in a nutshell, that's what that means as a buyer, as a buyer's agent. Now, this also means that you as a seller may be able to save some money because now you no longer have to pay for the commission of the buyer's broker. But maybe you should. Maybe you should already be ready to pay just like you have been, so the agents go and show your house. So there's a lot of technique here. It's more of a, which approach do you want to take? Because there are a lot of corrupt agents out there that will see no commission and will say, I'm not working. Okay. But that's where the strategy of the actual person knowing how to negotiate comes into. So I'm excited for that. The other part of that is perhaps if the seller is not willing to pay at all, well, maybe they should just go hire Zillow or just go do a for sale by owner. I mean, at that point, but if you have a client who does not want to pay, they're not going to offer a commission, even outside of the MOS, then what you're going to have to do is charge your buyer. That's right. If they like that house, you and your buyer will have to negotiate some kind of commission structure for them to pay you for your time. Perhaps that's lower because you only showed them one house. Perhaps it's standard 2.5% like it has been for years. That's up to you and your power to negotiate, but I'm letting you know these changes are coming. And in a nutshell, the only thing that has changed is that you can no longer offer a commission in MOS, but you can definitely add it into a offer when you are writing one up. And also further, this is not new news, but probably read about it. NAR has also agreed to enact a new rule where they would require MLS participants, aka agents, to enter into a written agreement with their buyers. So be ready to sign something with your agent, as you should. You're working with an agent. You should have a written agreement saying you're working with them. So then your other agents know, and you're not using 10 agents to get the job done. Anyways, if you know, you know. But otherwise, if you're hiring an agent to work for you, regardless of how they're getting paid, you should have an agreement with them. You should be willing to sign something that you want to work with them. Otherwise, maybe you're not so loyal to them. Maybe you should find another realtor. But that's been already in the works for quite some time. But these two changes, will go into effect mid-July of this year. So prepare for some crazy heated battles with real estate agents. It's not that bad. Let's talk about rates. So this is the biggest reason for this video today. It is, where are we given the March gathering of Jerome Powell with the FOMC meeting? So what does this mean for you as a buyer with current rates? Where are we now? So rates haven't changed, but that's not what I'm here to tell you. I want to tell you the why. Why haven't they changed? So without keeping you on your toes, let me tell you where we are with rates today. After this meeting, we are at 7.03. Now, we've been there for quite some time. We've been kind of fluctuating back and forth in that 7% range. 6.9, 7.1, you're right there. So that's going to be the case for quite some time unless something crazy happens and they say we were wrong in December again with their numbers, which they did do last month. However, why did we not see a rate drop after their meeting today? Well, this is what they say. This is what Jerome Powell came out and said. He said, the labor market is strong. Inflation is coming down. Therefore, we cannot decrease rates. That's right. So pretty much because the job market is strong and inflation has gone down, we can't lower rates because then that would halt that progress because, they're trying to get to their goal of decreasing inflation. Regardless if you agree or not, that's what was said. He was also asked by one of the reporters there, said, is there enough data for a May-June rate decrease? Should we expect cuts? And pretty much his answer was, you can watch this video, but what he said was, it depends on the data. We need more data. And he kept saying this one phrase that was just so cliche. He says, over time.
We're strongly committed to bringing inflation down to 2% over time. That's what will happen over time. But we stress over time.
Over time, rates will come down. Over time, rates will go up. What does that even mean? Over time can mean a decade. It can mean 3 years. It can mean a couple months. In a nutshell, he doesn't know. No one knows. So it would depend on more data over time, because a weakening labor market will cut rates, and nothing in the data is showing that. So when you see either false or accurate data come out showing a weakening labor market, meaning less jobs, we'll see rate cuts, which in the longer scheme of things, I don't know if that's really how it works. But anyways, that's how we're gonna talk about that. That's what he said. So you can listen to a whole speech and listen to all the questions that reporters were asking. You can just look up Jerome Powell's March Fed meeting, FOMC. But the takeaway here is, over time, things will change. Over time, things will change. Regardless if that gives you clarity, that's kind of what was said. We really don't know where things are going. In short, this update pretty much means we're in the same boat we were a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Not quite 4, because in December, there was a really great positive feel for 3 rate cuts this year. They're still on the table. They just haven't been taken. So I don't know if we're actually going to see rate cuts. It all depends on more data over time. So if you find me and you talk to me and you say, Yara, what's happening with the rates? I'm going to say, we need more data over time. Over time, rates will change, like up or down. That depends on the labor market. Over time. Just kidding. That's kind of how bad things are right now. But On the bright side, a lot of volatility does make sellers enter into a little stronger negotiation, giving you guys a willing to do rate buy downs and all sorts of unique negotiations in that you could not have done in previous market conditions. So guys, that's all I have to say. A lot of stuff in a very short period of time, a lot of miscommunication out there. So if you need more clarity from what I already told you guys here, feel free to reach out. I'm always available. Come over here to the studio, grab a coffee, let's chat. Maybe you're looking to buying. I'm helping 3 new buyers right now who are first-time home buyers. That's always exciting. And these rules and these changes will just change how we go upon purchasing, how we will go upon buying, how we will go about negotiating. So when you are choosing a buyer's broker or a seller's broker, make sure you're choosing someone who knows what they're talking about. This is not the time to choose your friend agent who has no experience and isn't even looking into what's changing. Hire someone who knows what they're talking about. Hire someone who knows what is happening and how it affects you, regardless of if we know what will happen with rates. Just know where we are now. So with that being said, reach out if you have questions. Thanks again for tuning in with another video. See you guys in the next one.